Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode where we talk fountain pens, ephemera, collectibles, and all things with our in house expert, Mr. Sudipta Chatterjee. Last episode you've seen, hopefully. If you haven't, please check it out. But today we are going to talk about some pens and a pencil and some collectibles. Uh, so, without further ado, let's start with a pencil. This is the pencil that I'm going to talk about, and this pencil was made in Calcutta, Suriptoda.
Yes,
This
yes,
was
yes.
made in Calcutta. We will talk about the time, but this is not a normal pencil. This is not your ordinary pencil that we used to, or probably you guys too, used to carry to school. This is a very special type of pencil which was used to write on the cinema tickets. I don't know how many of you have been to cinema halls as they used to be when we were kids. And you would go to the counter, and there would be a man sitting with a receipt book kind of a thing where he would just scroll something, probably the seat number.
Yes.
And he had a paper with numbers written on it, the seats, and he would round it out and cut it out, and assign a seat number to you. So this is that pencil, and Sudipta has been kind enough to collect it again and pass it on for my collection. So we will ask him if you please explain this pencil to us, and if you tell us something
This
about.
pencil was manufactured in Calcutta. There is a maker's mark here. It's written Alexander Limited, Calcutta. This is basically a kind of wax pencil.
Okay.
We know about glass marking pencils. People who cut glass, they mark on the glass with glass marking pencil. This is a kind of wax pencil. The tip is made of wax. It's a kind of what do you say? Crayon type.
Beeswax. Like-
Crayon
like
type.
crayon.
Crayon type. Also, you can call it a type, particular type of mechanical pencil.
Okay.
If I remove this tip, the grip section of fountain pen
Of the pencil.
of the pencil,
Yeah.
it's like the grip section. The lead, it's like this. It's a kind of crayon.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
made of wax because
I mean, this is beautiful. I have been to so many cinemas.
I have not sharpened it.
Okay.
Because I have not cleaned this crayon. I have left it as it was in those days because it is very risky. While sharpening, it may break.
And how old would this pencil be?
This will be around, say, 60, 70 years.
Okay. And it was made here in Calcutta?
It was made here in Calcutta. It was made here. Maybe they have imported and they have marked it as Alexander Limited, Calcutta. But I have got. I do not have any information about this.
I also see,
This is
grooves
made of
here.
brass. This is made of brass.
Okay.
With
Nay.
nickel plating.
No, but I also see this, where these grooves, was there a cap to it once upon a time, probably?
Very difficult to say.
Because
I have not come across this kind of pencil.
Because I've never seen a cap. I'd never noticed, in fact.
These was mainly meant to write on low GSM papers because
Okay.
these are all old cinema tickets. These are
Okay.
Indira Cinema in Bhawanipur. This is Dorpana in North Calcutta.
Okay.
See, the seat numbers are
Okay.
written with this kind of pencil.
Uh-huh.
This is D8. This is D1. The date of issue is also mentioned here,
Okay.
1954.
Okay. And this is 55.
This is
And what about this?
This is 1961.
61.
1961.
So
Because maybe these papers are around 40 GSM.
okay,
If you write with ordinary pencil,
it might and since
damaged.
you are in a hurry.
Yes, yes, yes.
If you are in a hurry,
Because
it might get damaged.
lead pencil made of graphite, this paper will tear.
Okay.
So writing with wax pencil, it won't damage the paper.
Okay. So this is a very interesting thing that
Mainly used in cinema halls.
only, I mean, probably only used in cinema.
Oh,
halls.
yes, yes.
I've been to so many cinemas. You know, you never tend to notice these things, and when you come across these things, they not only take you back. It's not a trip down the memory lane, kind of. Not only because of the nostalgia, but because it instantly transport you back in time to a period. You know, can you imagine standing in a queue?
This
to-
is a vintage item, and this is ephemera.
Okay, okay, okay.
This is ephemera. Old tickets, pamphlets, booklets.
And you collect these cinema tickets and
Yes.
Okay.
People collect not only cinema tickets, vintage tickets. There are a lot of collectors out there. They all fall within the category of ephemera, because old tram tickets people collect, old bus tickets. Even nowadays, old metro tickets are very rare to get. The first metro ticket of 1984-85.
Okay.
That has become a rarity.
now that's it. I mean, another thing before we continue on to the next part of this story, whatever, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, because Sudipta is a regular in the channel, in the sense that he watches all the episodes, and
Every Saturday evening after 8 o'clock, I wait for a new video of Ink Happiness.
and he is one of those people who constantly comment also. So if there are any questions that you have specifically for him, please feel free to ask them, and he is always here to answer. I'm sure he will answer as fast as possible. Now, the second thing that we want to show you here are in fact two things. Two things, in the sense, these are two pens from our childhood. Again, two beautiful pens, beautiful pens. These are Wingsung pens from our childhood. And if you, one is a Wingsung 235.
Yes.
And with a hooded, with a round nib. The other is a Wingsung with a hooded nib. Both are golden. They are extremely well kept. Second thing is, they hardly show any scratches or dents to show their mark their age or their or how they have been used. The third thing is that the Wingsung 235 looks like an almost NOS pen, like new old stock pen is much that it's the rubber tube I saw just before making this video is absolutely clean. The other one shows some ink deposits. Now, Sudipta, if you tell us about these pens, but before that, I want to show another Wingsung pen. This, incidentally, is from my childhood. It's from my school days, and I still write with them. I mean, I with this particular pen, and it still writes beautifully. Though there is one common thing between Sudipta and myself, is that when we were in school and these Wingsung pens or these hero pens or white feather pens first started taking us by a storm, they used to break so easily, especially the nibs. And
Of the hooded pen.
Of the hooded pen. This pen, the nibs used to break. Now, unfortunately or fortunately, or however way, in whichever way you put it, I am very careful and very cautious about the way I use them these days. But those days, you remember how many nibs we used to break?
Yes, yes.
and there's another thing. Let me just tell you a secret. So if there's someone from Sudipta's family, please switch off your video. It's his secret that I'm telling you. When we were in school, mine was in class 9, his should also have been around that time. We had our sacred thread ceremonies. Now, in thread ceremony, people give you a lot of gifts. Primarily, they give you watches and pens and things like that. Now, Sudipta sold one of his very expensive watches to buy a Casio digital watch and a Wingsung pen. Now, it sounds silly now to have sold a very expensive mechanical watch that was the de rigueur thing, a kind of thing those days, to buy a Casio watch, a Casio digital watch, which was just about coming up. But he did
In
that.
those days, Casio digital watch, the dealers, they on the boulevard of Gold Park, Koreahat to Gold Park, there was stalls selling watches, pens. They used to charge 200 rupees for a Casio watch. Later on, it was sold at 10 rupees.
And now again, Casio watches are back. As a matter of fact, I was so proud when my son asked for a new Casio watch, a take up or the same model that we had when we were in school. He wears it, and it made me feel very proud. At least he's developing good taste. That's how things change, when something first comes. And about antiques and vintages, it is said that one generation buys things, the next generation sells it off, and the third generation goes and buys it back as a collectible. So it's the same with those Casio digital black watches
Normal.
and these pens, because there's a huge demand for these pens these days.
Chom, normally collectors say these Wingsung pens are inexpensive. But these were not inexpensive in
Those
those
days,
days.
yes, yes.
I distinctly remember in 1978-79, this kind of Wingsung pen, Wingsung 233. This is Wingsung 235.
This is 235.
This is 235.
Okay.
See,
Yeah.
this is round nib. This is also round nib. So this kind of pen 233 were sold at the price of 19 rupees per pen. That was costly in 1978.
Yes.
And Wingsung pen with hooded nib, they used to charge 13 rupees.
Something like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
They used to charge 13 rupees, 12 rupees, 13 rupees. And Artex pen were sold at 3 rupees 45 paisa.
That was the kind of difference. And but
But the Wingsung 235 in our time this was not readily available, and this is a NOS pen. Maybe some collector has collected, and there was you can see the powder residue because the sack
Has never been
used,
never
and the
been
sack has not melted because of whoever the person was. He has sprinkled powder on the sack. That is why the
Sack has remained
not
intact.
It has not melted because
even after so many years.
yes.
That is.
It is very difficult to get these sacks. As for example, you can clean a Parker Duofold, but getting a sack of Duofold or Schaefer is very difficult. Sack are not readily available in India.
And what else would you like to tell our viewers about this pens and about our childhood, about Wingsung pens in general? Wingsung and Hero. We didn't have Jinhao then.
No,
Wingsung and
Jinhao, nobody has
Wingsung,
heard the name of Jinhao.
White Feather and Hero. These three pens were the real winners those days. And they were really coveted before their prices started coming down. And now also they're on the lower side of the thing, but fairly expensive. So what do you
more
have to
thing
say?
I can tell you, but it definitely it requires some skill. I won't advise for any to the collectors. If you are not skilled enough, don't try this. This nib has got some flexibility. This round nib, but if you force it, it might break. But this is slightly flexible.
Flexible.
This round nib is slightly flexible. But I have not tried.
Please don't. This is a very, very dear pen of mine. Now we will go on to another pen, another pen that Sudipta has been so kind to give. This is also a very rare find. Let me show you. You know, we keep talking about Parker Duofolds, and Parker Duofold Peking Yellow, to be precise. Now we will talk about this particular pen. This is the Parker Duofold Peking Yellow pen with the name of the company that had gifted it out as a as a present those days. And this is a huge. This is a Parker Duofold Junior, but made by Doctor. Now, Doctor is an Indian company. There are many Doctor pens in my collection, and once upon a time, it was a fairly known entity which was pretty popular in making pens. And this is a Doctor Duofold Junior. I don't know how they could do it. I mean, how could Doctor write Duofold? Because Duofold was definitely a kind of a patented thing, and and what makes it even more collectible or more this thing is the fact that this pen shows the name of the company that had given out this pen as
A souvenir.
as a souvenir. And so this is even more interesting because this kind of souvenir pens, there is a particular niche, a genre of collectors who collect only these pens with souvenirs. And it's very interesting to, to check out these companies, check out their histories, and try to find out at what point in their life they had given out these pens. So what we will do is, Sudipta, if you kindly tell us more about this pen.
Uh, I have cleaned this pen. I have cleaned this pen, but the interesting part of this pen is the clip. It was also cleaned. I have done some kind of buffing with my hand. This clip is made of brass, not this. This is not a magnetic metal. This is non-magnetic, made of brass. So this will not corrode so easily. This must be around 50, 60 years old.
Okay.
50, maybe of 1960s, because these kind of
60s
pens,
or 70s.
60s, 70s. If it is 70, still it's 45 years. So the age of the pen is nearly half a century.
Yeah. Nearly or more than half a century.
More than half a century. This Doctor nib, the logo of Doctor pen is embossed here. It is written Doctor. The logo is also there. This is a NOS pen, but still I have cleaned it. So, and until unless you clean it, it won't look nice. And the nib is very smooth.
Yes, I tried writing
Yes,
with
yes,
it.
the nib is very
checked.
smooth.
Yeah.
Maybe this is not a fine nib, maybe a medium nib, but it writes so well.
And like all pens from that era, it has
This is a
ebonite
plastic
feed.
feed. This is not ebonite. This is plastic, I believe.
Are you sure?
I think
Because
so.
it looks like ebonite.
No, the body of the pen is plastic. So I don't think they will
But
be.
the feed is and this is a eyedropper filler pen.
This is eyedropper filler.
This is as opposed to duofolds. which
I
has
love
a-
eyedropper filler pens because it holds a large quantity of a lot of ink.
And this is such a nice, cute pen. What about it? Did you find anything about these
No,
pens?
no.
Because they used to make saccharin tablets.
Yes. Alpuna saccharin tablets.
So this is also a local company. Alpuna is a pan-India
maybe,
name.
yeah.
Can be anywhere in India. They have not mentioned from where they come, but they're saccharin tablets. Three Light and Notoraj.
Because Doctor pen, Mathre writer pen, they fall into a separate genre. Artex came later,
Much later.
much later,
Much
in
later.
80s.
Much later. So this is the second thing that we wanted to show. The third thing is a collectible. Third thing is a collectible. This is a paperweight. A paperweight, a mother of pearl Gandhiji impression on a paperweight on
Touchstone.
touchstone. A touchstone, incidentally, is a stone on which, if you rub gold, it leaves
To
a
taste
mark.
the quality of gold.
You taste the quality of gold. This is used by jewelers primarily to check out gold. What do you have to say about this?
This is of Swadeshi period, because all patriotic freedom fighters, patriotic these leaders like Gandhiji, Subhash Chandra Bose, these kind of collectible objects were being sold. Even we find cloth labels. They look like picture postcards, but they are like a calico cloth mills, Ahmedabad. They used to publish the cloth labels, and these paperweights. Lot of Gandhiji paperweights
And
are available.
memorabilia.
Memorabilia, because it reflects the popularity of freedom fighters. Jawaharlal Nehru, Gandhi, Subhash Bose, Sardar Patel, a lot of collectibles we find nowadays. So this is made of touchstone.
How rare is something like this?
This is definitely you cannot get these kind of items off the shelf. This is a rare item, but this is not extremely rare. Lot of collectors have this.
Okay,
Have this.
but it is a
This is-
collectible
It is a
nonetheless.
collectible. This is you don't get this kind of collectible easily, but this is not scarce. This is rare, but not absolutely. You cannot find them. Say normally you find these kind of items in antique shops, auction houses. You
Now,
can
tell me something. Why I wanted to show you this, and why I wanted to talk about this is primarily because the question is: are things like this a genre of can these be the main thing, main focus of any collector? If someone who may just focus on collecting decks, accessories, or say probably things related to the freedom movement, or freedom fighters, or our leaders, or just decks, accessories, not fountain pens and inks, but like probably
see, desk accessories are also collectibles. You get desk accessories of Victorian era, Edwardian era, Georgian era, like that ink, the inkstand or ink, yes, inkstand.
the one that you showed in the first
Earlier
episode.
episode that belong to the Georgian era, George VI. So people collect desk accessories, vintage items of Victorian period, Edwardian period, because Edwardian period was very short. Victorian period, the span was very long. Those are available, but not easily available. There are collectors who collect items of Swadeshi on freedom fighters. They collect leaflets, these kind of items, paperweights, vintage prints, oleographs. They collect of the Swadeshi period.
Okay, so that's it. I mean, you can, this is one area where you can specialize in, or you can turn the, just to turn the direction of your collection. Now, we won't take this forward anymore. What we will do is we'll show you one last item. This was also something that you got for me. This is another a dip pen with this is also mother of pearl holder, not a holder, the mother of, I mean, instead of the feather they have used the mother of pearl. It looks like to resemble a feather. What do you have to say about this particular pen, Sudipta?
See, this is a deep pen. This is not silver. This is EPNS.
Okay.
The full form of EPNS is electroplated nickel silver.
Okay.
So silver was costly in those days also. So during war period, there was a crisis on metals, precious metals, gold and
metals,
silver.
yes.
So they came out with EPNS, electroplated nickel silver. This is electroplated nickel silver. This is also a souvenir, the mother of pearl. But in the Victorian period, you get this kind of deep pens in
Gold and silver.
silver, not gold, silver.
But there were gold ones also, but not as prolific as they made in gold also.
Those were produced meant for the elite class.
Okay. People like you, not like us. Okay. Okay. So, and this pen also, and this nib is also removable, or is it? How
No,
do you
I
figure
will
out that?
I will request Chom not to take a pull nibs of deep pen just with your bare hand. Just make a rubber gripper, because your fingers may get hurt. You are safe now, because these are very sharp.
Yes.
So use this kind of rubber grippers.
But is this a generic Birmingham nib, or is this a special nib of?
No, this is not a special nib.
This is a generic Birmingham
Let
nib,
me-
because
let me
there's
say
another
that-
thing that you guys should know. You know, Birmingham used to be the place where they used to make the most number of nibs. There's another thing, another quirk about Birmingham is this was one of those industries where
This is made in England.
maximum number of ladies used to work. So anything, I mean, England, these are Birmingham nibs and made in England, of course. And these nibs used to be, transported or exported all over the world. So at that point, and this was just before the fountain pens started slowly replacing the dip pens. So this is
Deep pens were in use in government departments in 1950s and early 60s. Also,
but
in 50s it was used. The clerks were to used to write with this deep pens.
not these expensive
No,
ones.
not these expensive. They used
The
to
wooden ones.
wooden handles, and nips were being manufactured by FN Gupta.
Here.
GC Lahan company, they used to manufacture this kind of nibs. And after, when the nib got damaged, the clerk was supposed to deposit this nib to the storekeeper to get a new nib.
Okay.
It was a regular practice
Okay.
in government departments. So
That's it. That's all that we have for this episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. We will bid adieu now. Thank you, Sudipta, for being with us and enlightening us and for giving us all these things. So, if you have any questions for him, please feel free to ask. And please like and subscribe to the channel. And what else do I say? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you.